I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing. We are in book 2. This is an extra long novel or a book series that opens with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, I don't know why I tried to do this, and by way of explanation, tells her life story. Previously, in Do the Wrong Thing, Ava has a C in math. She needs a B to get into university. She is border woman. This is actually pretty much a rewrite of last week's piece. From a chapter called A Changing Landscape. Wes Corinth is going to ask you to prom, Kathy tells me. Wes, though not top tier, is attractive, smart, and friendly. A good catch. Appropriate, even. But Jenny Hendricks becomes available, and he asks her. Ivan Kruk asks me. Oh, wait, I want to add that I went to prom in grade 12 last year, too, so it's not last year now, it's 30 years past, and I'm 52, not 17. Consciousness is so strange. How do we insert ourselves into thoughts or memories so clear they feel real? I remember dreams I had when I was 6 years old, yet forget something like this entire real, relatively big event closer on my timeline than those 6-year-old dreams by over 10 years. You went to your grade 12 prom with Finn Harvey, my mom told me a couple months ago. He's a garbage man now. Oof. Her words are like a punch to the stomach. She doesn't mean to, I remind myself. When I was in my mid-30s, about a half a year before the inciting event of this book, Mom told me, my life is better than yours. I'd called her because I was obsessed with a man I couldn't speak to, convinced I was in love with him, but terrified of what might happen if I was. I'm better than you, she had continued. Oof. I slumped back against the futon in my faintly cabbage and mold smelling basement suite, lit under the 60 watts of an ubiquitous IKEA lamp, one of those with the black stand and the Roman column look, $20. I saw the door to my landlord's suite/house upstairs, the glass table and chairs they'd left me, the old TV, the carpet, its mono-colored tan fibers, dirt and cooking grease impregnated, compacted, beaten down like a field after a thunderstorm, only these blades will never stand back up. Nonetheless, a good carpet that protects my feet from the cold concrete below. A very good carpet, don't get me wrong. The futon's metal frame digs into my back, and from the phone receiver, my mother's tiny voice pours into my head. I'm in Westerwood, and she, a continent away, still in Dardanelle, in the house I grew up in. I've been obsessed with a DJ for almost 5 years. I think about this man every day. He's the closest to my age of all the people I meet in the nightclubs and bars. Sometimes he wears a black t-shirt that says, I'm shy, in big white letters across the front. He addressed me in Soundtown, where I buy records once. I want to be a DJ too. Dancing is fine, I actually prefer it, but you can't make a living dancing unless you take off your clothes, and even that has a shelf life. Mom is telling me, as she always does, about her coffee and card dates with various German Dardanelle women and anecdotes about their kids. She wants stories about me. I live in Westwood, which is exotic. She could capitalize on it, pretend she's happy about it, seeing how she lost her battle to keep me close. Mom is good at pivoting. Mom, I'm never going to talk to you again. I interrupt her. I hang up. I listen as my landlords converse in Chinese above me. Funny how when you don't understand a language, it becomes like music or birds chirping. Mom competes with me. A thought drops into my stomach. She's probably done it since I was a teenager, and I've never noticed. I've mostly kept my word. If I talk to Mom, it's banal niceties or commenting on the weather. I can't abandon the source of my flesh, blood, brain, heart. I know that something happened to her, or that there is something about me that makes communication and real connection between us impossible. Sometimes I slip up and try to share bits of data that are important to me with her, but she sets me straight. I watch myself be Ivan's girlfriend. It's cool that talking to me makes him happy. Liz and Kathy respect him. He's earned any joy he feels around me. Liz is dating Rick from Catholic school. She became obsessed with him in grade 11, and I interceded on her behalf. Rick was reticent at first, but she's got him now. Kathy is dating a bad boy I barely know. The bad boy and I nod at each other in the halls, but at dances, if we sit beside each other, there is dead silence between us. 6 a.m. after grade 13 prom at Mike Clausen's, Ivan and Tanaka, Ivan's best friend, throw me into the pool. No! I scream automatically, but for those seconds I'm in the air, before I hit the water, everyone looking at me and whooping, it's like I'm in a movie, starring in a movie, like I'm a popular girl getting thrown into a pool by popular guys. The natural order of things is upset. Everyone looking at me. When I catch his gaze, Ivan's eyes are filled with the love for me he can't hide. Ah! The cold water jolts my system. My long, pink Indian cotton skirt with its bells on the waist tie pulls me down. I'm not wearing traditional prom clothes. Screw tradition and screw spending money on something I'll never wear again. I've already worn my leather thong sandals to school. Maybe I'll wear this outfit next week. Mr. Sexton would approve of my thinking and my clothes. I worry about my hair as I surface, then remember I don't care. Ivan and Tanaka help me out of the pool as everyone watches and laughs. I can't stop smiling, overwhelmed by the attention. A slight breeze pushes the hair on my arms up, but inside I am warm. For a second, I worry about my nipples showing through the cotton camisole, then again remember, I don't care. Mike Clausen hands me a towel. It's an unusual evening, partly because it's 6 a.m. and none of us is home. Is this our first night as adults? There hasn't been much gossip or even talk among us. Even Tanaka, who never shuts up, is relatively quiet. Tanaka is not Japanese, by the way. His parents merely liked the name. He could be a model. If he didn't talk as much as he did, he'd be popular. But he goes on and on. I don't even know what he says. I tune him out so thoroughly. Government conspiracies, stuff like that. Ivan and he both like obscure punk bands, the glue that holds them together. I love looking at Tanaka, though. If Elizabeth Taylor had been a guy, she'd look like him. Dark blue eyes, pale skin, 6 feet tall, slim, wide-shouldered and crowned with thick, wavy, blue-black hair. He's going to military college. A few days later, arms up to my elbows in greasy orange soap suds, I brace myself as Mom begins to unload. Just divorce him, I say, before she can get a good start on things. She breathed in sharply. No, I could never do that. The church forbids divorce. I'd go live with Dad and be done with you, I think, as I lift a spaghetti-smeared plate from the sink, glance over at Sandra, who stands head down, damp drying towel limp in her hand. Divorce him. Mom follows my glance to Sandra, sees that she has no audience, and stalks off.